are all that matters. You are all that matters. Hey! I'll put you in front of my melody. You are all that matters. I'll make room for two. You and I, you are all that matters. You are all that matters. Is it the house or is it the car? I'll give them all to you. Is it the name or is it the fame? I'm nothing without you. What would I become of me if I didn't see your light? What would have been said of me if you didn't hold my hand? Now I've got to realize that you are all I have. You are all that matters. I got believers in the house tonight. I'll never afford to. You and I were all the time. Were all the time. You are all. I wish you could hear you sing it out. My people, they say the day it rains, it pours. I don't know what's happening this morning. Sorry, trying to go live, but our our YouTube page that we're going live on halfway also just froze. So I can't understand. Oh, praise God. Okay, my other laptop has come, my main laptop has come up now. I don't know. Let me just try and see if I can connect to the other laptop. If we can, we're behind schedule now. It's wow. Now, wow. As for me and my household, you will serve no matter what men bring. Oh, shut up. Okay, it looks like this other one has come up. All right. Thank you, Jesus. Amazingly, I am running from 3 gadgets now. So just give me 1 minute. Let me shut down some so that we don't have confusion. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Dsap set 36, second week, day 1 of second week, or actually our 4th operational days for this diet. I sincerely apologize for the fact that we are starting late this morning. We had some technical glitches, but we thank God we have been able to correct them. Please, I need a confirmation that you can hear me and you can see me as well, while I will ask those on the webinar platform to please confirm. I will also please make sure that our recording is on. So please make sure our recording is on, right? I don't really have time to check. My people on the platform, please make sure that let me check that. We really need to run because we have spent a lot of our time trying to clear the technical glitches. Okay. Please let those on those on duty in YouTube to please confirm that they are live. Okay, please confirm that people are live on YouTube. Please, because I can't seem to maneuver so many things. Please let those on those on duty in YouTube. Right, I will share. Today we are having in our midst the one that will be speaking to us today. It's Patrick Oluyide. He's actually the chairman of the board of Dsap called Team. He is the one that will be speaking to us today by God's grace. And I know he'll be talking to us on communication. So please, let's just receive quickly as I share his screen.
Good morning. My name is Patrick Oluide. I won't spend so much of time trying to introduce myself. The way Dsap is structured, there is the core team, which is more like a group that provides strategy for how Dsap runs and it gets results. So that's the team where I work. But before I share what I'm supposed to share with you today, I'd like us to, one, appreciate the church for this opportunity. Appreciate the pastor that oversees this particular project, Pastor Solomon, and then give an outstanding ovation to our facilitators and our coordinators, and especially to the registrar. Please, let's give them. You should stand up to give an ovation to these guys. Thank you very much. Interestingly, they do most of the work. What we do is just to think, most likely, and then share ideas, and then they proceed with the work. And so I really want to thank Pastor Paul and his team for the very good work that they are doing. The reason behind having this session inside your just learning skills is because in the 21st century, just knowing how to do a trade or knowing how to sew or how to make cake, it's no longer enough. There is need to do more. And so if you accept this background, you would appreciate the fact that what we are doing, it's just the tip of the iceberg, like just scratching the surface, meaning whatever topic that is treated under this business management skills session, it is important for each and every one of us to go back and see how we can build our skills in these areas. So today, my attention is supposed to be on communication skills. Communication skills. One of the most essential skills that any of us will need for life, not just for business, is the ability to communicate effectively. I once read a book that was written by some guy, I can't remember his name now, and the book is called The Likability Factor. The essence of the book was that for people to business with you, most of the time, they must like you. So there's a saying that says that people buy emotionally and then they use their logic to justify their emotional buying. Meaning, if I like you, I buy from you. And sometimes I may not even have explanation for why I'm buying from you. That's the woman down the road. No, she's so good. What she's selling is exactly what the next store is selling, but you like that woman. And so, if you're going to be successful in business, and take it serious because I'm a business consultant and I've been a business consultant for going 2 decades now. So if I'm telling you, I'm not joking. I help businesses survive and stay alive. That's what I do for a living. So if anybody is going to not just survive but thrive in business, it is important for that person to pay attention to being liked. Not because you want to deceive people, but people need to like you for them to buy from you. Now, one of the essential skills that attract people to you, it's your ability to communicate effectively. Your ability to communicate effectively. Now, when you say effective communication, let's break it down. Effective. That presupposes the fact that it is possible for your communication not to be effective. So you can, and what that is saying is that we are always communicating. Human beings communicate. Communication is an essential aspect of our lives. So none of us can stop without communicating. So if your communication has to be effective, it means that what you desire to say or the message you desire to pass, the intended message, it's exactly the same message that is received at the other end. And I tell you, this is very difficult. It's even very difficult for the best. For what you say to be exactly what the other person is receiving, because there are several factors that could be responsible for making sure that the other person did not receive the message that you want, or exactly the way you want to send it. Some people may even be followed from their village and so on, not to get your message the way it's supposed to be. Let me give you an example. So the woman in the house told the house help, please go to the kitchen and chop the meat. And by the time she went back into the kitchen, there was no meat again. Because chop the meat in English means cut the meat. But in Pidgin, it means... So tell me how that guy was wrong. He was not wrong. It was not his... Was it his fault? He cannot go and kill himself by himself. He just carried out the order that was given to him. And so that's exactly how it is. And there are several examples. You could be saying something. You are the only one that is convinced of what you're saying, but what the other person is hearing is different. And the case may even be the same now. I'm just painting this picture for us to see how difficult it is to communicate. So it's a responsibility, it's a task that each and every one of us have to continue to strive, to practice, to get better at doing every day. So there are several factors: emotions, perspectives, people see things differently. For instance, if you have excited an Indian man and he's saying yes to you, it's busy, yes. You know what he's saying? He's actually saying yes. Here, when you turn your head, you are saying no. But when he's excited and he's turning his head, he's saying yes. You see, even so, from cultures to culture, from even in the same country, what you will say up north and will make people laugh, when you come down here, they'll be wondering, is he okay? So the point I'm making here is that communication is one of the most difficult acts that you probably want to get involved in or engage in. So I wouldn't like to waste so much of time. I'll share a few ideas like I've started, and then maybe if you have questions, I'll be able to answer. One of the biggest challenges that we have is that our system is already disadvantaged. If you've gone through the Nigerian educational system, you are disadvantaged. I'm sorry. You know why? The Nigerian educational system would only teach you nothing more than 50% of what communication means. So generally, people will say that there are 4 aspects of communication. You have writing, there is reading, there is speaking, and there is listening. Now tell me the truth. How many of this did you get serious training on while you were in the secondary school or in the university? How many? Who said 3? What's the third one? 2. And I can assure you that the 2 even is not complete. So, 1, because you have to write your exams, you have to write them. So you learn writing. But even if we take out what some people write, oh, blood of Jesus, you will not want to read anything again in your life. You know? And then come to reading. You have to read for exams. So you read. But that is not the type of reading we're talking about. So this goes to elocution, diction, knowing words, appreciating vocabulary, and so on. And sincerely, if you again check on so many people, you will see that they are far from it. So the educational system already puts you at a position. So if you go to the university, most likely, if you're doing a research-based project, most likely at the end of the research, that is when, and I think that's when they will ask you to come and defend. And when you are defending your project, do you know the interesting thing? Your supervisor is also defending his reputation. So he has to make sure that whatever the case is, he has passed your paper, that paper has to pass. So even when you are defending, you are not the only one that is defending. Since your supervisor is defending too, there's a problem already. So you are not being grilled the way you're supposed to be grilled. One of the courses that I took philosophy, not in the country. And when it's time to have exams, there are courses that, the exam, 100 level, 200 level, professors will sit down and then they'll be asking you questions from anywhere. And then you'll be answering. You will be building your case, your arguments, and so on. So you have to speak. You have to speak. And then the last one where you don't even want to bother at all is the listening. Don't even go there. I don't think there's anybody who has gone through any Nigerian university that can say, I can boast of 2 weeks, put together all the hours that I have spent to learn anything about listening in Nigerian education. There's nothing like that. They don't teach listening. And if there is a communication skill that you need the most, is your ability to listen. Customers would buy from you because you are able to listen more than your ability to talk. So we live in a world where everybody wants to talk, but nobody wants to listen. That's why someone would say that to talk is human, to listen is divine. You need to be God to be, and just take a look at it. Do you see how God is just there, and he hears even what he knows. We keep repeating it, and he listens to everything. But for us, we are naturally wired to talk. So even when the customer is telling you what he wants and he is ready to pay for, you are more concerned about telling the customer that this is my work. I learned this trade. Do you know how long I stayed in Dsap? I have my certificate. And it's can't you see how it is framed? Who are you? What do you know about sewing? What do you know about fabrics? And you know the interesting thing? The best businesses, the best and surviving businesses of today are the ones that start with the customer, because they listen to their customer. Listening is different from hearing. When you hear words come, that's why you hear in class, and then at the end of the day, you still fail exams. There are people who sit in class and they listen, and sometimes they don't even need to read. So listening, again, will take you to understanding. Emotional intelligence will come in. Because when you say you listen to someone, what you're doing is that you're putting yourself in that person's shoe. Empathy, from the Greek word empathos, which means to feel with. So communication, it's... This guy is scaring me. Now he says that the time is up. So I'm going to add a few more things, considering the fact that communication could be verbal and non-verbal. So your smile, for instance, is communicating. There's a Chinese proverb that says that the one that cannot smile should not open a shop. Because you don't have any reason to be in business if you can't smile. They will be begging you to smile. It's like, no, you have to smile. It's important. Your dressing, too, very, very important, the dress sense. You must have very good dress sense. It's communicating. And that goes also to lipsticks and makeups and so on. The idea behind makeups and cosmetics is so that we don't differentiate it from you, in the sense of it just blends. When you cook your soup and you can separate salt from the soup, or you can separate Maggi, there's something wrong with the soup. A correct soup is the one that you can't differentiate any of the ingredients. That's a soup. So when you do your makeup, the makeup is to make you more beautiful, not to start harassing people. So you're having a business meeting and the person is not listening to anything that you're saying, is just the makeup. You need deliverance. So you need to watch that. And then other things you want to consider is the eating, for instance. If you're doing a meeting over a meal, it's good to learn eating etiquette. Very, very important. My mom those days used to, it's like she plays tennis. She would give you a dirty slap if she hears that your mouth is producing any sound. So those things can turn people off from you, and that's the end of the business. I'm telling you. So you look at things like put some tom-tom in your mouth from times, air freshener. If you can, yeah. It's not a bad idea. To freshen the air that comes out of that place, because when it goes, sometimes it's anointing that breaks the yoke. It just goes. Some other people, when they see you and they want to greet you like this, something just goes, and then it's all those things turn people off from doing business with you. And so they are very, very important for us to pay attention to. If you have a business card, make sure it is simple, neat, and presentable. And then communication even extends to your packaging. So I tell you this story and then I just round up. If you're bidding for a serious business, the way you appear is very, very important. I don't mean you should go and deceive yourself, but you need to consider all of that. I tell you, when I started consulting years ago, so there was this, my first million deal was 2.4. So this client introduced me to another client, and then he called me for a meeting. I still remember where his office is, engineering close in VI. And then at that time, there was no ride, no Uber, nothing. So I just jumped on the bike with my coat, not suit coat. And then I went for the meeting. We discussed, and then he agreed. I was to leave, and then he will pay. So I left. When I came downstairs, I just stopped the bike. I didn't even go forward I just stopped the bike. When I sat down, I looked up, I discovered that actually this guy was looking. That was the last time he called me. You know why? Because the message I sent was different from the one in the proposal. So, if it is for your friend to drive you to that place where you would make that deal, your presentation is very, very important for even the business meeting that you're going to have. I like to say that you can't stop working on yourself. It's something that we have to do till we die. As a man I love so much, his name is Jim Rohn. He's of blessed memory now. One of the things he used to say is that success is attracted by the person you become. When you are comfortable with who you are now, you have problem. In fact, there's what we call constructive discontent. You have to continually not that you are sad, but you just feel that you can be better than this. And that happens to communication too. For things to change, you have to change. And lastly, he said, stop looking for better job. He said, better job is looking for better you. I like to wish you the best in all that you'll be doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. I hope we enjoyed our session with Patrick Olide, our core team chairman. All right, we ought to have had some announcements, but I'm sure we can take announcement in our classes or after the school. Once again, we apologize. We have eaten it about 4 minutes, now running to the 5th minute into our school time. I had also wanted your said president to speak to you, but I'm sure we will defer all those till tomorrow by God's grace. Thank you all. Trusting that your weekend was awesome. Thanks and God bless.